Good afternoon from the National Weather Service office here in Gaylord. Welcome to the latest hazardous weather briefing for northern lower and eastern upper Michigan. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2013. Well, we've got some active weather expected over the next couple days over northern Michigan. Quite a few different highlights to take a look at here, so let's get right to it. First and foremost, heavy rainfall and the implications for some significant flooding across the region. That's mainly confined to northern lower, and even especially confined in some, for the heaviest rain and the best chance of flooding along and south of M55, where another 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is possible as we head into tonight. That's certainly going to cause some river flooding. It already has. We've heard about reports about water over some low-lying roadways, so please take care and watch for that if you're out driving this afternoon and evening. This is really going to, the flooding portion of this is going to continue into the upcoming weekend. As that water from today's rain makes it into streams and rivers. There's also a threat of some thunderstorms as we head through this evening and overnight hours. Any chance of severe thunderstorms is really going to be restricted to our far southeastern counties, which is Gladwin and Aranac counties. That risk is through about 3 a.m. Although elsewhere over northern lower, you could hear a clap of thunder tonight. Certainly any storms that develop could produce some gusty winds and certainly some heavy downpours. The bigger story as we move into the day on Friday will be a strong cold front that moves through the region. That's going to usher in much colder air on very strong west to southwest winds. Winds sustained at 15 to 30 miles per hour with gusts over 40 miles per hour expected. The winds will be strongest, those gusts will be strongest, that is, near the lake shores. That's really through the day tomorrow and through Friday evening. That's going to cause some gale conditions over the lakes, which gale warnings are out for all those areas. Watch out for some loose objects blowing around for inland areas, and could certainly see some branches taken down due to the strong winds. By the time we reach later Friday, the colder air is going to not only be accompanied by strong winds, but it's also going to start to form some lake effect rain and snow showers during the morning that will transition to all snow as we move to later in the day, and especially Friday night. And over the snow belt regions, we could see a coating to a couple inches of snow as we reach Friday night. So when you wake up Saturday morning, there could be some slick travel given some potential light snow accumulations. Let's step back a minute and take a look at how much rain had fallen through this morning, kind of leading up to and kind of preparing us for this potential flooding event. We've had already, as you look basically along and south of M55 here, anywhere a little in excess of an inch, maybe an inch and a half in the far southern portion of those counties, but you see amounts taper off dramatically as you move to the north and west. There has been some additional rainfall today, but as we move into tonight, this is kind of what we're looking at for additional rainfall going forward. Maybe it's a little bit of this has fallen today, so an inch and a half, something like that, as we move into tonight over the far southeastern counties. Dramatically tapering off to less than a half an inch over eastern upper Michigan and even the coast to northwest lower. So you can really see how those flooding threats will be heightened over eastern and southeastern areas. We're going to have a lull in precipitation over much of the region except the far southeastern areas through early evening, but everybody's going to get back into some shower and thunderstorm activity overnight, with rain gradually sinking south and east of the region as we reach daybreak on Friday. As for that thunder potential, certainly, again, possible M55 south with some thunder possible throughout northern lower. But again, you see that severe possible just going up and scraping Gladwin and Aranac counties. This is the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center out in Norman, Oklahoma. And so certainly if there was to be any severe weather, that's where it would be. Primarily, this is really going to be a bigger issue downstate. Again, here's that forecast map come Friday morning. Low pressure basically sitting right over eastern upper Michigan with a strong cold front having just pressed east of our area and ushering in, again, those strong winds and much colder temperatures. And again, some of that lake effect snow, rain and snow activity becoming all snow by later in the day. Timing the threats, if we look basically into this afternoon and evening, we've got that thunder and heavy rainfall threat, and that really continues overnight with the winds and potential wintry weather kind of taking over as we move through the day on Friday. Also of note, remember that just because the rain will stop later tonight, flooding concerns may actually increase on the rivers at least for a time beyond that as that water makes its way into the rivers. So a lot of the flood crests on area rivers will likely not come until Saturday, with flood conditions not really even subsiding until the end of the weekend or start of next week. So to recap, certainly some rain tonight, then turning windy and colder. A few thunderstorms embedded tonight, likely not to be severe. Those temperatures you see there, temperatures may actually rise for a while as we head through the early and mid-evening hours. You may actually see temperatures rise up into the 50s for a time, especially over northeast lower Michigan before the cold front comes through, and these are temperatures really around daybreak tomorrow as that rain starts to come to an end. So certainly there's that flooding potential moving forward. Thunderstorm potential basically through 3 a.m. Stronger storms down near Saginaw Bay. We've got those gales out for the marine waters for Friday and Friday night. And again, watch out for those strong winds, gusts in excess of 45 miles per hour possible on Friday. This concludes the hazardous weather briefing for this afternoon. Thanks for listening in. The next scheduled update is expected around 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. For more updates as weather continues, you can certainly go to weather.gov/Gaylord or find your National Weather Service office in Gaylord on Facebook and Twitter, and also our YouTube account.